What's up, guys? You on with me, Tree Boy for Life. I just wanted to show you something. I had like a slight little health scare, so I had to get some help. But I got one guy from Virginia, and another guy came down from Florida, Ty, and then Paul. Old school climber versus new school climber, but they're just taking down these two big old oak trees for me. And I'll have to climb if I have to, but they're gonna come. I won't really make a lot of money on it because I brought these guys in, but the idea is just to help the customer get the job done. But it's just, this is something that really happens for me. I know a lot of guys on here got 2 and 3 climbers, and you're a part of a business that you got people that you can just rely on. But this is my first time personally hiring climbers that I didn't know, and both of them are doing a good job. We just got started, and Ty's really good. I mean, he went up, put his ropes up in there, got both his rigging lines set. Paul's just a little old school, but he's a little slower, but at the same time, really good climber, but just does things a little different. But at any rate, it's good to have people like this on your team. Get the job done. Peace out. Perfect. Well, guys, what's up? You want to meet your boy for life again? I just wanted to say something. Okay, I'm gonna show you what was done. Well, I guess you can see what happened, guys. I had 2 climbers, never used before, didn't know what to expect, but half the day, or at the half day point, I had to let both of them go. I had no other option. Like I said, I was sick this day, and I couldn't do much except on the ground, but I just couldn't allow. Really, the one climber in the first tree to the left, Paul, did a great job. He was just a little slower. That was his main thing, and then just the way he operated was a little, like I said, like old school. But he did a great job. Had insurance, had great equipment. But the other guy got a little careless, and you can imagine this is a big old tree, guys. I mean, you'll see later on in this video series. And he just started tripping, so I had to let him go. I brought him down out the trees, paid him, and sent him on about their way, and I finished up. Yo, what's up, guys? You want to meet True Boy for Life? What's up? Just wanted to say what's up and show you what I'm up to today. I hired some help to help me with this job, but it didn't work out. So I can't take the credit for doing all the trees that I'm sitting in, but I'll definitely show you what we got here. And what this was is basically, we were pretty much hired to pretty much cut the trees down. This tree and that tree. And some help. They started and they did some, and we got a deck and everything. That was already messed up because the limb had priorly failed, so that's why she wanted them down. But we had this, and this monster that I'm in, as you can see, is pretty much everything down there. If you look up, I know it's sunny in the mug, and I got this leader behind me. And if I do it like this, you can kind of see what's going on. Yeah. So that's what we up to today, guys. And then we got out there, so beautiful. Peace out. Guys, this tree right here was, again, the biggest tree that I had ever felled. Of course, my chainsaw started cutting all crazy as usual. I didn't have time to go buy me a chain when I started this job. I just had to roll with everything I had, so I put a little quick file on it. Got off a little bit on the back cut, so I'm having to fight with it. So what would have took normally maybe about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, notching and back cutting, dropping, you know how it goes. Then the wedging would have been one side of it, but ended up taking me about 25 minutes to get the whole tree down. But like I mentioned earlier, guys, I had got hired to do this job, and what was originally wanted was for me to cut both the trees down And really, at first, it started off with this first tree. But I came up with the bright idea. I said, hey, I'm told I wasn't feeling too good, but I can get some help. I said, I'll get 2 climbers. So I get 2 climbers in a tree, plus I'll be on the ground. And I will pretty much just kind of monitor things, and we'll knock out 2 birds with 1 stone based on the budget that she had. But of course, everything kind of went awry when these guys came. Again, they started off really well. Oh my goodness, everything was going so smooth. It always starts off like that. Middle of the day, then it got to be like, okay, this just, I guess, you don't really realize, how much of it, like they say, you don't know how much something, you miss something till it's gone. And I guess I was just pumped after this. I was just determined after I let them go to go ahead and get these 2 trees down. And I just really appreciate my abilities, because you got to understand, guys, since I did primarily teach myself how to climb, for the longest time, if I wasn't watching a YouTube video of somebody else climbing, I rarely climb with anybody else. Now, in my earlier videos, my buddy John Brown, he was one of the first good climbers that I've seen in a long time that I've actually climbed with. And of course, I've seen other guys, but the hometown boys or the hometown squad, sometimes them guys are just, bootleg. I guess a lot of guys might consider me bootleg on here. But at any rate, I can climb trees. I can get the job done. I might do it my own way sometimes, but I definitely, especially, like I said, after working with these guys and seeing what they could do, I pretty much was determined to go ahead and, fulfill the obligations to the customer. And I then just appreciate my abilities. And it's crazy to think that I was largely self-taught. But even with that being the case, and the skills that I picked up later on, you can just really see the progression. Because all these videos, guys, that you see me post, it's just the progression of my craft. As well as I watch other guys and I've seen where they came from and where they are today. So again, just keep learning. I guess that's the main thing, because we always got so much to learn. But at any rate, guys, this tree right here, again, you gotta understand, with these big trees, so much of the weight of that tree is just like almost like collapsed on that back cut, and that's why we of course use the wedges here. But the reality of a tree like this is that I should have, if my chainsaw was cutting a little better, I should have probably just cut a larger face cut, and then it would have dropped a little easier, possibly even undercut it. But again, you got to imagine now where this tree is at. It's almost about where my knees are at. It's probably about, oh my goodness, I would say almost 6 to 8, probably about 6 to 7 foot across from that point. So doing an undercut would have been a rough proposition with the way that chainsaw was cut. But it's that old school chainsaw too, guys. I meant to tell you, of course, if you hadn't followed me on Instagram, I actually got this in a trade for some work. This is the Stihl 084 AV, Big Boy 121 CC or something like that. I ended up selling this to the pawn shop, though. I didn't keep it long because I just weighed out how much would it cost for me to either fix it. It was still running fine, but just, the maintenance and everything on the saw, it's just as time goes on, guys, you get to the point where a saw is a saw, and I just got to the point I don't want to, even though the saw was, nice and large saw, but you rarely was using it. Otherwise, I just used the 24 on the 394, or honestly, I've been using that 353 for quite some time. Even set my climbing saw down for a while. And used the 353. I was cutting everything with that, ground and in the sky. So it's just one of them deals, guys. Saws come and go. I'll get more. Want to get that 090, and I won't let that one go. But that one is really like a beast of a saw that I would love to have and just hold on to. But again, guys, you can't take these things with you when you go. So you use them, and that's what I was doing here, getting the money that pretty much my money's worth out of it, so to speak. But guys, I ain't gonna talk you half to death. I wanted to kind of fill you in on that. But long story short, we was hired to cut the trees down, and get them down and cut them up to the best of our ability within 2 days. I think I gave it 2 or 3 days, and everything worked out good. Yo, what's up, guys? You're on with me, Tree Boy for Life. It might be a little hard to hear me because the wind is blowing, but I would be remiss if I didn't show you guys this. Now, I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit if it'll let me. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Well, there we go. There's another lake way down there in the distance. And I'll zoom back out, and you can see that's where I was, see? And way up in the top of this tree, we dropped that monster way up there. And dropped these boys. It's had a pretty good drop zone after you clear everything away from the house, you know. But I would have been remiss. I just wanted to say what's up. As always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. There will always be more, so much more. You never know what I'll do next or what I'll post. Thanks for watching. You know what I mean? How beautiful that is, guys. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. Ready? It don't need much. Good job, fellas. Great.
You my damn hero.
That's a wrap.
Woo!
Woo! That's a big piece.
Damn right, that would have me scared.
I know that's right. Woo! Look at that hinge wood, baby. Looky there. She ain't want to leave though. I cut a little too high on that backside, but she's straight now. Woo! Peace. Have to hit it with the wedges. She is literally like right there. Cut a little bit more. Finally! I knew she was coming. It was this little bit of wood. My fault, guys. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
I cut this one stump down real before we go.
No, you gonna cut that some more?
Yeah, I can if you want me. It's up to you though. I mean, I cut one more piece off of it.
Yeah. You gonna come back tomorrow or no? You done?
Do I? Let's talk. I guess we'll talk.
You wanna come in here and talk?
Yeah, we'll figure out some. Woo.
Get back. Get back.
Yo, what's up? You on with me, Tree Boy for Life, guys? I just wanted to show y'all this. This is that house where we took down the two big oak trees. Where I was sitting in the tree. I was sitting up here, and then I sat over there, but had those two trees. But you can see, my buddy Bruce came and did the stumps. He had other guys came and got wood, and I'm just telling you, it's amazing when you really put your head on something and you be focused on it. You got a plan. It just works. It just works. But it looks so good back here now. It's amazing. Got the chickens hooked up. They moved everything back. I didn't even have to move anything back. They just real gracious. It's beautiful. Okay, guys. The rest of the video is going to be pictures. Just a little slideshow I prepared for you guys. If you want to see some of the shots that we were able to get. But again, thanks so much for watching this video, guys. As always, hopefully I can get you another video tomorrow or the next day. Try to keep them rolling since I'm back and I'm full-time YouTube now. I hadn't been on Instagram for a while. But anyways, guys, thanks again so much for watching. That's a wrap.